Well, hello, happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day, Michelle. How are you?
Good, good. Did you do anything fun or did you rest and do what'd you do today?
I did work
Okay.
on Labor Day.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But hopefully I'm preparing for the weekend. You're all good. Yeah, I fresh, literally fresh off the road. Um, Went home to Louisiana to be with family. Bittersweet. It was good weekend, and we were also celebrating the life of my aunt. But it was also good. My family had already planned to be home for Labor Day because my nephews and brother-in-law are really into college football, and this is the opening weekend, so they planned like a big college football weekend. They've been doing it for they barbecued, and my brother. Have you heard of Texas Twinkies?
No, not at all.
So it's a place that sells them, but I think I don't know if they're popular, but I think it's a thing. But anyways, like a jalapeno pepper with like smoked brisket, and it has like cream cheese mixture in it, but then it's wrapped in bacon, and it's grilled, and it's delicious. So anyway, he made some this weekend too, and yeah. But anyway, welcome everyone. I'm Michelle, and Jermaine is here with me, and we'll be talking that stuff on the mess from this last week of Big Brother. When we last left off, who was HOH? Vince was, and he had nominated Micky, Ava, and Kelly, and at that time, Kelly, of course, felt betrayed because Vince was telling everybody that they were his final two. So he felt very betrayed by her. Kelly felt very betrayed by Vince. And then Micky, of course, she just felt like, she didn't like him. She said it was no joke that, then it took him 10 years to get on the show because he doesn't have a backbone. And Vince is an interesting player. I feel like, I know you were saying like the fact that he appears weak, I guess, has not made him a target. And I think his game, like making final twos with a lot of people in the house and people trusting him, was good, but it was almost like he had to play the balance a little better. And I don't know, be a little more decisive at some points, but I guess we'll get to Vinny and all of his drama.
So here's the thing. So I actually think that Vince is very decisive. I think so it was clear to me who he was going to choose. He looked at the board, and he basically said the strongest competitors, the people with the best social game, are over here. But I like the people on this side more. I'm going to align myself with the people with the strongest social game, the strongest competitors. I'm going to align myself with them. I'm going to try my best to remain cool with the people that I am cool with. Even though knowing he's going to be the low man on the totem pole. I think he knew all of that going into it. He just didn't find the best way to communicate it to everyone. The fact that he was playing both sides. He is playing both sides.
Yeah. And I don't know if he's definitely playing both sides. And do you think, because now he's kind of had to choose a side a little bit, and with
not a little bit.
I know. With the way the week went, do you think he chose the right side for him? Or because I feel like playing both sides, they like him and they'll work with him, but it doesn't. I feel like he's at the bottom of both sides. I don't feel like he's at the top.
He is at the bottom of both sides.
Yeah,
definitely 100%.
So and once one side or the other side or both sides clock him, then it's like, how good was that for his game strategically. But
at this particular point, he should be gearing up to win every single thing that he possibly can.
He should be, but not that he can't win, but he doesn't often win. It seems like his wins are almost
haphazard.
Yeah. It's like, oh, how did I do that? Well, I guess the wild comp a little bit, but yeah. But in any case. So he nominates Kelly, tells her that, hey, it's all part of the plan to backdoor Rachel. And Catherine, of course, wants Rachel gone. But to me, if you're my ally, I don't need to be a part of it. I don't want to be on the block. If your plan is to backdoor somebody, all of these other people in the house, don't put your number 2 on the block to backdoor somebody. Like So I don't know. To me, like, and we're outside looking in, of course. But I don't know. It's like, I think we're good. I'll tell you in a second. But anyway, to me, don't use me to backdoor. And to me, like the way he's, I don't know, maybe we're outside looking in, but if my ally in final 2 keeps doing things that aren't in my interest or not consulting me on things, or it's like you're you can make one mistake, but mistake after mistake that's against what I thought we had going on. I don't know. I feel like they got the clue a little too late. I don't know. And maybe Vince is just that good and we're just not doing it.
Another thing that he failed to do was he failed to have someone that he was super, super cool with that everyone in the house recognized. However, it wasn't like, so for instance, like a lot of people who get far have someone that they're really cool with, but every now and then we disagree on where we land. He hasn't found that person that he can call his person. So for instance, Keanu and Rachel. Rachel doesn't consider him to be like someone that she's going to go all the way with. But a lot of people get the feeling that he and Rachel are kind of sort of working together. That's a good place to be because no one really knows. You know what I'm saying? And because he doesn't have a no one really knows type of relationship with anyone.
But what do you think about Morgan? Because I feel like he has kind of that relationship with Morgan, but I feel like
no one really knows.
Yeah, well, I think
except for Micky.
Yeah, that's true. But I think people are finding out, like during this HOH, they're finding out that they're closer than they have appeared before. But I think it could have worked if he hadn't played both sides of the house. Maybe if he was on one side of the house handling that side, she's continuing to handle, this side of the house, and then they come together and people don't really know. That maybe could have worked, but he was trying too hard to really do
his own thing.
Yeah. But anyway, so let's see. Vinny and Micky talk, and I feel like she does a good job of trying to get to people's emotions, and she says that she may be playing dumb because 2 people she trusted have put her up. But I think she started off playing smart, and then to me, when you get a little too cocky in the game and think you're safe, to me, whenever you think you're really safe consistently, to me, you always should have your eyes looking around. But whenever you feel like you're safe, you got the votes, people on your side, that's when you should worry, because I think that was Micky's problem. Her downfall. So we'll see. But let's see. We had those people on the block trying to see if anything else happened interesting before the veto. Nothing else I can see. But anyway, so they have the veto, and Keanu and Will are picked to play. Of course, Will again. And so Keanu said he would use it on Kelly if he won. But they played this BB gala on the green, and everybody's dressed up. And this was drama at its finest because they had to pick 2 wine glasses, and one is poison and one isn't. And then they go to see who they'll serve. And it's almost like strategic on both sides. So you have to, the person that is handing the wine glasses has to try to think, okay, is this person going to think I'm trying to trick them or not? And then the person on the other side has to do the same thing. And so it's one of those where you pick whoever wins go, and then they play round after round. So Ava first chooses Keanu and accidentally poisons herself. Ava is there for the comic relief. And then Micky chooses Kelly, and Micky is poisoned, but Kelly, she chooses correctly this round. And then Vince chooses Will, and then Will is poisoned. So that's round 1. Round 2, Keanu chooses Will, but he's poisoned because he poisons himself. Kelly chooses Micky, and then Kelly is poisoned this time. And then Vince chooses Ava. But she switches and chooses the poison glass, and then they have to die dramatically, like when your kids playing, and they have to, and they did good. I don't know how long they had to stay laying in that position, but did you notice they were still? I thought they had to play for a little bit and then get up, but no, the whole next couple of rounds they was out there like still in that same dead position. I was like, okay, y'all better act. So then they go round after round. I think one of the controversies was Kelly choosing people. It's almost like, okay, if you want somebody out, go, don't go to like an ally. Don't go to a person that you wouldn't do. But I know Kelly has an interesting way of choosing things. But in any case, long story short, the final round was Vince and Micky. And Vince chooses Micky and hands her the non-poisonous wine. And she thinks about it, and he ends up poisoning himself. So she wins the power veto. And of course, she's going to take herself off. So after the power veto, Rachel talks to Keanu because it might have been the previous episode where Vince told her that Keanu wanted her to be backdoored if anybody used the veto. And so she asked Keanu, and I don't know if you remember, it was a couple of other times where she asked Keanu, I think like back when, Keanu, do you have the power? And he had that same lying face. No, Rachel, I don't. Whatever. And it's just like, she knows when he's lying, and he's supposed to be her, new frenemy alliance. And so she doesn't believe him anymore. And so they, go on from there. Lauren has his birthday dinner. I want to get your thoughts on this. So they decide that the wine is flowing, but they decide to go around the table and say something nice to the person sitting next to them. And so people are going around doing that. And I do think Rachel thought they were being fake, so I'll give her that. But do you think, and maybe just the clip they showed didn't give everything it was given, but when she asked for some more wine, did you take that as offensive as they took it?
No, not at all.
I didn't either. I thought it was just like, well, let me get some more of this wine. And yes, y'all going on and lying or whatever. But anyway, so Kelly brought it up. And so word got back to Rachel that Kelly brought this up, and they were in the backyard. To me, Rachel was hilarious. Remember, I don't know if you remember, they was on this hammock. She wasn't on it yet, but Kelly was heading toward the hammock. She was like, I'm sitting there, Rachel. And then when Kelly was getting ready to go, she was just like, okay, and went in for a hug, and Rachel was like, no hugs here. She was like, what did I do? I can't think of anything I've done, and went off and cried. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it is not that serious. And maybe she didn't realize other people had gotten stuff back to Rachel, but that was hilarious to me. Oh my gosh. I was going to ask you something. Oh, what do you think? I don't know. What are your thoughts on if you were in Rachel's shoes and somebody is like running their mouth about you, but trying to play nice in your face?
What would I do?
Yeah. Oh, you rolling with it or rolling out? I didn't do any this week, but
no, I'm rolling with it. I'm used to it. I'm used to people like talking about me, and then I find out, and it's like I'll be fake. If you're gonna be fake, I'll be fake with you. Yeah. But I'm gonna be talking about you behind your back, okay, like you're talking about me. Mm-hmm.
And Rachel was, they call like nice nasty, because she was like, no, thank you. No, I'm good. No hugs. She wasn't mean, but she was, yeah.
But I will say this. If I were in Kelly's position, like when all of that happened, I would have confronted her. I would have been like, no, you were gone. So I'm going to sit my ass right here. If you got a problem with it, I'm sorry that you have a problem with it, but I'm here now.
Exactly. So, like, how were you going to sit here and you wasn't even out here? Sorry, ma'am. But Rachel, I think they do have like a fear of her, and the fear that they have is allowing her to keep moving forward in this game. But she does play the game better than they are because she's able to convince people and bring out like strategies that make sense, that make them think. But we'll see how long it goes. But
if she wins, that is the only reason that she wins. That there are so many players this year that have no clue.
Yeah.
While Ashley might understand Big Brother, she has no clue.
Mm-hmm. And while Lauren, I think Lauren understands Big Brother, but she really does.
She's scary.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah, she plays really scary. So the people that know the game well. Mm-hmm.
But that is actually working for her. The fact that she's so scary, like no one really takes her serious.
Yeah. Because even when she had the power, she was an HOH. She still played scared. Like Vince, it was pretty much his HOH at that point. But yeah, she played scared there too. But so they end up having the veto ceremony. Of course, Micky used it on herself. And although Vince seemed like he was tottering between Rachel and Catherine, which I think he kind of was, but eventually just decided to go with Catherine. And so when we left, there was Catherine on the block along with Kelly. And
what would you have done
if I was Vince?
Yeah, if you were in his position, would you have chosen Catherine or would you have chosen Rachel to go on the block?
Strategically, I'm trying to think. Okay, if I'm trying to get a big threat out of the game, I would have done Rachel because she has. I don't feel like Catherine, Ava, or Kelly. I'm trying to think. Maybe Ava, but I don't think Catherine or Kelly were going to target him. Number one. So that's one thing. And then the other is, I think he could beat them technically, like if he makes it to the final two, I think he could beat them.
Let me ask you this. If he knew that Ava was going to target him, why didn't he just put Ava up? Or was it that he
Ava was already up.
Okay. I don't know.
But Ava wasn't going to have the votes because she's well liked on both sides of the house. So I don't think they wouldn't have, even if he wanted Ava to go, they weren't going to vote her out. So I don't want Rachel up, but I was just trying to think for Vince's game, what would have been better for him.
I want Rachel up for the sake of the game. I don't want her to go up, but I definitely would have put Rachel up. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Because I think the Judges Alliance, those people that are together, is an interesting group. And I don't think that, because I feel like Ava could easily go over to, because it seemed like her and Lauren have a good relationship. I can't remember how her and Catherine's relationship was, but that could have worked. And then if Keanu stayed over there along with Vinny, they could have a nice alliance over there. But
this is the point of the season where I start questioning certain people in the middle of the house. People in the middle of the house, they have got to choose a side. They really have got to choose a side, because if they don't, they're going to continue to be on the block week after week after week after week until they find out that they're gone. All they're really doing is just hoping to win something. At a certain point, you've got to choose, I'm going with this side or I'm going with this side. Whichever side you choose, you got to decide.
Yeah. And it's been interesting because I feel like they have pairings, like they're light pairings. So I put like Will and Ashley kind of together. I put Vince and Mick and Morgan together. I did put Lauren and Catherine kind of together. Micky, I think she feels like she has people, but I don't think she really has anyone. And Ava, I think she's semi-aligned with Will. Like, I think she's close to him, but I don't even see them as a pair. So we'll see what happens with them. But
who's Rachel aligned with?
She's not really. Like, I don't think there's anybody. Honestly, the closest final two that she has is with Keanu. And
you think? What about Ashley? I actually think that Ashley and Rachel are closer than Ashley and Will. I think Ashley and Will, they are aligned in the fact that they see things in the same way, but I think she, meaning Ashley, is closer to Rachel than she is with Will.
Well, okay. Yeah, not that they're not aligned, but I think when I think of the pairs, I don't think Rachel and Ashley like, oh yeah, they're writing it out. To me, I put Ashley with Will, but it just could be the way I'm thinking of it in my head. But we'll see. But I will say with Rachel's playing the game well and has positioned herself well. She's still a target, but somehow was able to convince the HOHs on both sides to put people up. So we have Ava. Oh, go ahead.
I will say this: it's probably for her game right now. It's actually a good thing that Jimmy left, because it allowed her to pivot.
Oh, that's true. Because she would have been. I'm trying to think if. Yeah. I think it wasn't a bad thing, but I don't think she wouldn't have. Yeah, that's something to think about, because Jimmy, would he have stayed aligned with like Micky and Morgan, since they seem to be teetering off anyway? Would have just been him and Rachel as a target pair.
So Jimmy did something earlier, and much more in your face than, which is very similar to what Vinny has done. He started to align himself with the other side of the house. But he did it in such a brash way that people started talking.
Yeah, to me, like, when you align with the opposite side of the house, don't openly target your allies. Just kind of, get to know them, target, say we can work together, but don't say to target somebody that's HOH or somebody that, I'm supposed to be aligned with. And I think that's where he kind of went a little sideways and not even communicating that to Micky them. But anyway, we have the Ava, Kelly, and now Catherine on the block. And they it was something in the Thursday episode. I can't remember. I'm trying to go off my head, but it was some interesting things that happened, and I can't remember any of them now. But on the Thursday episode was the blockbuster, and Kelly ended up winning the blockbuster. So the who was left on the block was Ava and Catherine. And I think it was pretty well known that if Catherine was still on the block with Ava, that Catherine would go. And she did. So
or Lauren.
I know. I was just like, man, she losing ally after ally from people that are her allies. On the weeks of people that included her own week, but that's another story. So they had the HOH competition on yesterday's episode, and I don't know why I feel like I be needing my I really be leaning on my notes. So the HOH competition was what did they do? Now I'm trying to remember. Wait a minute. I'm
so they had to remember they had to remember images.
Yes, that's right. They changed the little image board to things, little memes or GIFs or whatever that they had to remember, and then they had to ask questions on the different GIFs. Thank you. And so they played that. Do you think you'll do good in those kind of games?
Fuck no.
I feel like I would try to remember. I would try to think of what they would ask and remember something totally off. Because even when they play it on the show, I try to remember things, and of course, we don't have as much time to study as they do. But it's like I'm remembering, like, okay, he has on a red shirt or whatever shoes, and then they'll ask like what color the beam is, or what was on the wall, or how many birds flew by. You know, it was just like things I never think of, which is, I guess, the point of the game. So, but in case they play the game, and it ends up being down to Keanu and Kelly, which is bad for the judges because none of them were
aligned with them.
Yeah, and so it ended up Keanu won HOH. This is his first HOH, and so I honestly didn't know what he would do or what he's thinking, because he's quote unquote semi-aligned with Rachel, but then he also tried to backdoor her. It seems like he's more aligned with Vince. This is, you know, just visually, but he also didn't like, you know, what Vince did.
Vince has been doing.
Yeah, yeah. And that was one of the funny things with the nomination ceremony, how Rachel went upstairs and was like, okay, what I'm noticing is the last person to talk to Vinny is basically can convince him. And Keanu was like sitting outside waiting, and he was like, can I talk? No, I'm still in here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these allies, these frenemies, or something else. But yeah, Keanu won, and apparently had his nomination set. Like, he didn't necessarily need to do the one-on-ones or whatever, but when he talked to people, it's like he was talking to them, but he already knew really what he wanted to do. And when he talked to Vince, he didn't really, it was more of like, you know, you betrayed me once, you betrayed, you know, fool me once, shame on me, whatever. That he didn't say that, but he got up to 3 or 4 times where he got fooled by Vinny, and he noticed like, okay, he betrays me. Then he come up here with these crocodile tears and say how he was tricked. But it was like, it's only so many times that you could be tricked into going against your alliance, and now I'm noticing that pattern. And so it was almost like putting him up there to teach him a lesson. And he wanted to also give him an opportunity, but also like, I'm clocking you. So that was, you know, his thing for putting Vince on. Micky is just a house target, and I don't think he likes her. And really, a lot of people in the house don't really care for her. What do you think about her releasing her knots from the ends of her dreads?
You know, yeah, I did notice it. I don't like it. If I have a choice, my choice is that I don't like it. I liked how she had it. I liked how she had it. But I'm certain, like in about a week, if she lasts that long, I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm digging it.
Yeah, I wonder. I honestly thought just the way they were, and I don't have locks, so I don't know how it all works, but I thought that's just how she had them, and now she was letting them lock in that style. Of course, I don't know, but it was very cute. I was a little worried because, well, I don't have locks again, but I'm just thinking of washing. Like, she would get all that stuff in her hair and she'll wash it out, but I just think, like, is it getting stuck in those knots, or how you get it out of there? I don't know, but she's released them now, and I think it's cute, but so we'll see.
So that was something that I always wondered about this particular game, especially with people who have locks. Like, is there someone on set who takes care of their hair? Because that's not an easy process to deal with. Either that, or she knows how to take care of her own hair.
I think she must know how to take care of her own hair. And I just remember with Sari, I remember some of the live feeds, like she would have different sprays or different, and I think they could, you know how Felicia would request stuff. So like, I think they bring some stuff with them, but she would be like spraying her scalp and like twisting and rubbing and doing different things. And I remember some people had braids and they would like be taking braids out and add, you know, putting them back in. So I think they just get request products or just know how to, some of them know how to do their own hair. But to me, the way her hair, even the way she styled it with the knots, I'm calling them knots, with the little knots on the ends, to me shows me that she knows a little bit about styling, because not everybody can style their own locks. Like, they have to go somewhere to get it to look like she would have them looking some days. So, yeah. But yeah, that is interesting. I'm wondering if like the live feed watchers and even people in the house are like mesmerized, like, wow, how did your hair grow overnight? What did you do? How did you do that? But anyway, so Keanu has nominated his people. Who did I say? Micky,
Morgan, Vince,
and Vince. So they are now on the block. And his thing for right now, his target is Morgan. That's what he has, communicated that's his target. And he put Vince, not only because Vince has kind of betrayed him, but also he feels like Vince would take her off if he had a chance, and then he would have to replace his target with somebody else. And now he has 3 people on the block that he doesn't want any of them to go home. So that's kind of where we left off. But have you been paying attention to any of the live feeds or listening to any updates?
No, I haven't had a chance.
Oh, okay.
The only thing that I found out, because I as I told you backstage, I hadn't had a chance to actually finish the most recent episode. What I saw from the most recent episode was the fact that Keanu was the head of household, and he's talking. Based on what I saw, he's talking to Vince, and Vince is crying because basically he told Vince that he's going to put him up. But I happened to prepare for this to get the images. I found out that he nominated Vince, Micky, and Morgan. I also found out that Morgan won the veto. So I don't really know who's the replacement.
Yes. Now I don't think well, let me see. As far as no, there hasn't been a replacement. Hold up, let me double check. No. As far as I know, there hasn't been a replacement, but Morgan is going to use it on herself. That's the goal. I think they were trying to convince her strategically, like, okay, you're not really the target. Vince is, so use it on him, and then we'll put but no, ma'am. Morgan's smart enough to not do that and not fall for that. But so that's who's on the block. I think now he's trying to decide if he's going to put up Ashley or, well, really, I think Ashley probably is going up. I think it's Ashley, and Ashley's side is trying to convince him to put up Lauren. But I don't think he's going to put up Lauren.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Unless, like...
So either Micky or Vince, one of them has got to win the BB whatever. I want to call it Powerball so bad.
Yeah, they got to bring the BB Blockbusters to take themselves off the block, but I think one of them is going, either Micky or Vinny, either one. I think whoever they put up, I don't think is a big enough target to
counter.
Voted off. Yeah, because I don't think Ashley, either
Micky
one.
Going home.
Yeah, I think it's
Micky going home.
But she's had good history of winning the Blockbuster, so we'll see.
She has. But I mean,
we'll see. So, I realized, I was like, "Oh, my memory." I was like, "Oh, there's some good stuff," but I really have to take notes. But it was a holiday, and I enjoyed. So, but we'll be back next week to recap this upcoming weeks of episodes for Big Brother. And how are you enjoying the season, though? Just in general.
In general, I really do enjoy this particular season. For some reason, I enjoy it better than last season. I gave up last season. I stopped watching.
Was last season where no. I liked last season. It was
Black chick with the big forehead.
Oh gosh. I cannot. But oh Lord. Yeah. So I think last season was fine. It was the season before where I keep forgetting his name, but the guy wore the turban.
Jag,
thank you. He I think I just didn't care for him. And then also the way because he was, to me, he reminded me of Vince. Because remember, he was voted out and came back, and he was like a weakling and playing, scared at first. And then once all the people got out the house and he became the one that kept winning everything, he became super arrogant and cocky. And I just didn't like the way he treated people once he got in power. But they must have liked it because they voted him to win. But whenever I see him like as a guest or anything, I don't know. I don't listen, but I wouldn't say this is the best season of Big Brother. It's kind of frustrating, but I like all the drama that it brings. I appreciate Rachel and Ava for their comic relief and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to actually enjoy Rachel, even though she pisses me off a lot. I'm starting to really enjoy her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and appreciate her gameplay. So, but anyway, well, thank you for rescheduling and having us go a little later tonight. But we'll be back at our normally scheduled time next week. So, thanks everyone.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.